Hello again, a lot more questions about the arms, so I'm making a video to address them for everybody. These are my 300 arms. As you can see, this is a stock 300, no lift or anything. With the shock set up about where I would put a 2-inch lift, that's how the arm looks. If you do a 2.5-inch lift, which some people say you can, on stock 300 axles, by moving the shock mount out and up, the axle tucks down in the arm about right there. So that's how it looks with a 2-inch lift. Very nice, very maximized, highly adjustable, yada, yada, yada. These are $250 shipped, roughly, depending on where you live. Right around there, though. And a lot of the questions I'm getting are, can you use the heim joints? Can you use the heim joints to essentially get just a lower A-arm, but still bring the center line of the wheel forward? The answer is yes. This is what I do on all my bikes. It does throw off the caster, right? Because you're twisting the axle of the steering forward. But as you can see, I leave a lot on this front heim, so you can suck this one in. And on the back one, I don't leave a whole lot, so you can bring that baby out. On my bikes, I twist it forward. You can actually get about almost a full inch of clearance back this way, which because a tire is a diameter, you can divide by 2, because that's a radius. So an inch more bringing this forward lets you run a 2-inch bigger tire before it gets into this bar. Of course, you could bend that bar too. So that's one question I've been getting. Yes, you can do stuff like that. It's going to ride a little funny because you're messing with your alignment, but it can be done. And in fact, that's what I do on my bikes, but I don't do it on other people's bikes. When I send them to you, they'll be set up for stock alignment. So that's, where's this bolt? I can show you how they look on a stock 300. They still look pretty decent. Obviously, the more angle you put on them, the better they look. So that's a stock 300. As you can see, no axle angle, but still looks pretty good. But definitely, you know, who has a stock 300 these days other than this cherry baby right here. But yeah, so that's on one thing. The other question was the Razor. The Razor is undergoing a top secret transformation. It's going to come out the other side, even more of a monster. It's going to be going soon though. And the other question was, yeah, I don't remember the other question, but these arms do come painted. I paint them black just so they don't rust in the box and stuff like that. As you can see, I leave plenty of room in case you want to run a Turner or a giant Cobra or whatever. It's not going to rub the arms, even at, you know, full down travel with a giant axle. I started doing that recently because people said they wanted to run bigger axles, so I moved the arms out a little bit. Still gives you a lot of clearance, still looks great, and it lets you run whatever axle without having to do any grinding. The adjustability is good. Some other questions people keep emailing me about with regards to the arms. Yeah, I don't know. I send them to you for stock suspension setup, right? Stock alignment, and then you can get it and you can fine-tune it based off of the lift you have, or if you want to bring the axle forward a little bit. So true forward arms is an upper and lower arm, right? And it brings both forward. And that's ideal because you can see a 300 axle kind of comes back. But the problem with changing the top arm is you got to build in all the geometry for the shock, which is doable but expensive. And you have to have, you know, a ball joint pad machined to the top for that ball joint. It's not something I mess with yet. I'll probably get around to selling some of those eventually, but these arms make a huge difference. They look great, and they're extremely strong, and you're not going to break them. Huge welds, lots of penetration. There's the other one. There's a jig. Doing pretty good. Yeah, if you have any questions, though, comment on the video or email me at christianthemudpuppy@gmail.com. Also, I posted that gear reduction video. Hopefully it's helping you guys out. If you need gear reductions, email me. Get them to you pretty quick. I have a couple in stock right now. I have a secondary for a Foreman. I have a 54% for a 300. I've got two 35s on the way for, you know, 420s, 500, etc. And a couple 15s. And I think I got some other ones. Yeah, I've got, that's a 15 and I'm not sure, that one might be a core. But yeah, I've got gears all over the place. So just email me at christianthemudpuppy@gmail.com if you have any questions. And the next set of arms I'm making are going to be, so I've done 450, 300. Next ones I'm doing are Foreman 500 as soon as I can get a loaner bike for the Foreman 500. So the guys that have been texting me about that, I am working on it. Just haven't got a bike yet to build off of, but I'm working on it.